How's it going? This is Shane Thomas, ready to show you another country classic on the acoustic guitar. This time, this video, we have the classic of all classics, what many critics, many lists regard as the greatest country song ever written, and that is He Stopped Loving Her Today by George Jones. A song that, it's kind of funny because when George recorded it and when it first came out, he didn't like it, and it ended up being his signature song, so life is kind of funny like that. It was off his 1980 album, I Am What I Am, and it was co-written by songwriters Bobby Braddock and Curly Putman. Now, both of them wrote tons of songs during their careers. Bobby Braddock wrote, you name it. Divorce for Tammy Wynette, Golden Ring for Tammy and George. All my old flames have new names: Mark Chestnut, Time Marches On, Tracy Lawrence, and you can just go on down the list. So these two brilliant songwriters paired up with the legendary, probably the greatest country voice of all time, George Jones. You're bound to have a classic, and that's what we got here. 3 chords is all we need. It makes a little key change, but I'll show you how to do that. It won't take as long at all to learn this song. And I'll also put a link in the description below to a live performance right around the time this song came out by George Jones, and it's amazing. And the way he plays it is different from what you're going to learn today, but it's the same chords. He just uses a capo on a different fret. Shane T's got his sweet tea ready. You all get you something nice and refreshing to drink. Grab your acoustic guitar. Let's raise a toast to the great George Jones. Thank you so much for your voice and all the music you gave us, and these wonderful songwriters. And what a song we got here for all times. It's even in the Library of Congress or National Historic Registry or something. That's how special this song is. So let's learn how to play He Stopped Loving Her Today. Now let's learn the chords and the strumming pattern, picking pattern to He Stopped Loving Her Today by George Jones. As we say in country music, 3 chords and the truth, and this is one of those songs. You only have 3 chords to learn. If you want to play along with the original record and want to make that key change, then it's 6 chords. And if you know the chords that you see on your screen right now, you can skip ahead. I'll put some timestamps in the video here so you can skip ahead to where you play along with the song and learn how to play the song. Now, if you don't know the chords, you're just learning the guitar, I'll put links in the description below on how to play each of these chords that the song requires. So the first chord is G major. The second chord you'll need to know for this song is C major. The third chord you need to know is D major. Now, if you have a capo, which again is this device right here that transposes the keys, if you're playing along with the record, all you have to do is put that capo on the first fret, play the G, which is actually a G sharp now since we're using the capo, C, which is now a C sharp since we're using the capo, and D, which is now a D sharp since we're using the capo. And that's the whole chords to the entire song. If you need a capo, if you don't have one yet and would like to get one, I'll put a link in the description below to this Kaiser capo. I love them. Been using them for years, and it makes it very easy to play songs like this that require a capo. So G, C, and D. Then you go up a half a step and you play the G sharp, C sharp, and D sharp. Now, if you have a capo, again, just first fret is where that capo goes. If you don't have a capo, check out the links in the description below, and I'll show you how to play the G sharp, D sharp, and C sharp, as well as the G, C, and D. So check those out. Now, strumming pattern, it's more of a picking pattern. Just down and up with each chord. The strumming pattern, when you see George playing, he's just down and up. And I know some people want to get technical, but honestly, I really don't when it comes to the strumming pattern and picking pattern. Because, I mean, when artists perform the songs, they do it however they feel. They do it probably different ways the majority of the time they play it. So it's not really set in stone. You know, so just kind of go by feel a lot. Nobody's going to grade you on if you hit that particular string and all that. It's all about feeling, especially a song like this. So there's your chords, G, C, and D. Make a key change to G sharp, C sharp, and D sharp. You can use a capo or not. Check out those chords in the description below. If you need a capo, check out the link in the description below. And you're all set to play He Stopped Loving Her Today. Check out the chords and the lyrics on your screen to play along with the song and know when to change chords. So we start off with the G major chord. He said, I love you till I die. And you're just kind of picking, or if you want to strum, you can. She told him, you'll forget in time. C major. As the years went slowly by, D major. She still preyed upon his mind. Back to G. He kept her picture on his wall. G. When half crazy now and then. C. He still loved her through it all. D. Hoping she'd come back again. G. Now they make a key change. So again, if you have a capo, all you do is put the capo on the first fret and you just play the same chords. If you don't have a capo, use those chords that I showed you, G sharp, C sharp, and D sharp. So now we're in a different key. We went up a half a step to G sharp. Kept some letters by his bed. Dated 1962. C, which is actually a C sharp now, thanks to the capo. He had underlined in red. D. Every single I love you. G. I went to see him just today. Yes, you got it. Oh, but I didn't see no tears. C or C sharp, all dressed up to go away. D. First time I'd seen him smiling years. G, very good. See how that works? So it's the same chords. We just used a capo to transpose the key up half a step. All right, let's play that famous chorus. He stopped loving her today. And you can strum this too, like if you want. G. They placed a wreath upon his door. C. Soon they'll carry him away. D, which is actually a D sharp. He stopped loving her today. And then we go into another verse, and this verse is where those background singers are singing. Ooh. And George is kind of talking, and kind of mix of talking and singing. But you're playing the same chords, G, the C shape, and the D shape, which is again G sharp, C sharp, and D sharp. So start here on the G. You know she came to see him one last time. And then down to C. We all wondered if she would. And to D. And it kept running through my mind. To G. This time he's over her for good. Play that chorus again. He stopped loving her today. They placed a wreath upon his door. C. And soon they'll carry him away. D. He stopped loving her today. You just end it however you want. If you want to play another chorus, you can. You have every right to play this classic chorus again. And that's how you play He Stopped Loving Her Today by George Jones. I really appreciate y'all taking the time to watch this video, and hopefully it helped you learn how to play this country classic. If you did, hit that like button. If you love George Jones, hit that like button. And if you hadn't already, I appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you can get all the latest guitar tutorials as soon as I publish them, so you can learn how to play a bunch of country songs and learn how to play the acoustic guitar. I do want to say one more time, thank you so much to George Jones, the great George Jones. We miss you. And thank you to these songwriters, Bobby Braddock, Curly Putman, and all the other songwriters that have ever written a country classic. We get to take joy in playing these songs for the pure joy of playing them, thanks to their creativity and their craftsmanship. All right, until next time, I'm Shane Thomas. You all keep strumming and humming. He stopped loving her today, placed the wreath upon his door, and soon they'll carry him away. He stopped loving her today.